Sit back, strap in, and get ready for After Hours with TC Restani. This is Abigail Harwich, executive producer, welcoming you to the show. And now, TC Restani!
Alrighty, welcome to the After Hours with TC Restani, the podcast. I'm TC Restani, emanating from the Glacial Podcast Penthouse here at Restani Productions. And I'm here with my esteemed panel of experts, and we're going to go around the horn and introduce them to you right now. The one and the only Mr. Ricky Bittman, my mentor.
Hello, Jolly. Well, hello, Jolly.
Or should I say Carol Channing is in the house.
This is Carol Channing, and you're listening to the After Hours podcast with your host, TC Restani.
And, of course, the milkman, Quincy Briscoe, down there. I should also call him the tuna man.
Tuna.
The mayo man. I mean, maybe we'll get a picture of that. We can post it somewhere down the line.
Bill Parcells, the big tuna.
Look at that. How's that tuna fish? Because I had one as well.
It's awesome.
From Restani, down in the commissary.
Yeah. Who's nice? What are they?
It's not even Lent yet.
Yeah, it's like craft services down
Yeah, it was good because...
I had the pasta.
You had the pasta?
Pasta with a little bit of chicken soup on the side. Nice.
Wow. Did it warm you up?
It did. But I tell you, there's nothing like a good tuna sub.
Right, and they toast the
I was just
tuna.
going to say, that looks toasted.
It is toasted.
Damn. Now, you know what I'm going to tell you? The thing that's missing from that tuna sub?
It's in your possession?
No, well, but Swiss cheese.
Not a fan.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing.
I do know what I'm missing.
No, you don't.
I'm sorry. Quincy, how's the milk in the tuna once again?
It's tasty.
You've been very quiet over there.
Tasty.
He's
Wicked
enjoying
awesome.
this.
It's tasty. It's
You weren't
tasty.
sure you even wanted something to eat, but you look like you haven't eaten
Hey,
in a month.
earlier today, you had pizza as well.
I don't know how come I'm just sort of like trying half and half of them.
It's that time of year. It's very tough to not eat.
Yeah, because you can't go out and do anything.
Yeah.
Because there's 1,000,000 degrees below zero. You know, it was 28 degrees in Dallas, Texas the other day.
That sucks.
I mean...
I'm going to tell you right now, last week I looked at the map. Everywhere in the United States sucked except for one place. Florida.
You just making your return trip from Orlando, Florida.
Got back this past Monday.
Right.
Great flight. Everything was great. Everything was great.
Was it great?
Yep. I got an upgrade. Exactly. She chimed in. I thank you. I thanked her on social media for the upgrade. Chevy Silverado pickup truck.
I saw that.
Nice.
Was it air conditioned?
Oh, yeah. We didn't. You know, I'm not a big air conditioned guy.
I am. Even in the winter.
The four windows and what am I? Huh?
Even in the winter, I have air conditioning.
Yeah, you're crazy. That would I can't.
You're okay over there? You need to call
yeah.
Dr. McMurphy?
I'm all right.
Okay.
You're doing good.
Take spicy mustard with Mucinex.
With tuna and milk.
With tuna and milk, yeah.
Oh, okay. Get a little closer to your microphone out there.
He's digesting.
Yeah, can we hear that? Can we hear any gurgling going on down there?
How's that?
Great, perfect.
You know, you can tune a panano, but you can't tune a fish.
And you can't tune a Briscoe. So back to Florida.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going back.
When?
Not till April.
Well, what do you see in Florida that brings you down there?
You should ask that to James Evans Sr. What did you see in Florida?
Damn.
Damn.
Florida, honey. What do I see in Florida? That's a good question. It was just beautiful weather. I liked the beautiful summer warm weather. I get up every morning, right?
Yeah.
And I'd open the curtains and looked out onto the golf course, and there was this giant tree. I wish I could have found somebody to tell me what kind of tree this was. I have a picture of it. I should show it to you.
It was a golf course tree.
This was a beautiful
You should
tree.
ask Carl the landscaper.
I wish he was there because I would have asked him. This was a gorgeous, giant, it was like the spreading chestnut tree that you read about in that poem, Under the Spreading Chestnut Tree. And I think it was an upgrade in the room, too, because it was a 2-unit bungalow, meaning
I
there was
was into spreading.
Oh, such a dirty boy.
Thank you.
But there was a 2-unit bungalow, so and the neighbors never showed up. So it was just like we had a little place to ourselves.
Wow.
And in the morning, the sprinklers would go off, and I'm thinking of hearing, I'm all right, what about me? It reminded me of the morning of the, so you'd hear that, and these beautiful birds would come by.
Beautiful birds.
And I'd get up nice and early, Tasha put the coffee on. I'd sit there and I'd read my book, and I'd just overlook there, and I'd let some country music play and some jazz.
Wow.
And just breathe in the nice warm air. And then sometimes I'd get up and I'd walk outside and just stand in the sun. You know, you can't do that here. You stand in the sun, you're still freezing your ass off, right?
Yeah, but the thing you got to remember is like if you stay in the sun too long, then you get burned.
Man, every party needs a pooper, all right?
Well, you just told me you went through one of your remedies. It hurt, but
Well, that was when I was a child.
That was like 50 years ago.
no. Yeah, but it could happen right now.
But all I'm saying is, like, you get up in the morning. I mean, I got my T-shirt. I got my nice pajama
He's
bottoms
not out
on.
there in, a Speedo.
And it's the morning sun, the most beautiful sun of the day, apart from the sun.
Oh, all right, so that won't hurt you.
Yeah, I
You
wasn't
can't-
sunbathing. I just went out and stood in the sun and just let the sun just touch my body and warm my bones up. I'm telling you right now, I didn't take an Advil or a Tylenol the entire week. As soon as I got back to Boston, it must be arthritis because I'm aching like a son of a
Should
bitch.
eat garlic.
Oh, is that how you doing that again every day?
Oh, yeah.
I know. I noticed you didn't save it for me to watch you eat it. What time of day? What time do you take that?
Well, if you want to get the most potency out
Here
of
we
the,
go. I knew there had to be something.
out of the garlic, I recommend it taking it in the morning.
Ah.
But I've been taking it at night, and it kind of like
Now you're taking this orally, right? I couldn't even say that.
yes, but it's returning rectally. All right. Yes.
You're never to do that.
What are you jamming up there? Garlic. Well, I guess if you were dehydrated, don't. That's how they do that. And like if you're like a desert island and whatnot,
Yeah.
you want to get rid of the dehydration quicker. You jam it up there.
What, water?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had.
Because when you think about it, when you drink the water, it goes into your stomach and then it goes into your intestines.
Yeah, I guess, but it doesn't come right back out. It's got nowhere else to go.
I don't know. I've never been on a desert island like that before. If it happens, I'll let you know.
I just said I don't think I ever had that happen. I think I would know if I ever had an enema. But you ever had an enema, Quincy?
What's that?
They stick a water hose up your ass and turn it on. The water goes in, cleans out your whole body, and then you shoot the water back out. People are doing this.
Well, they do that at hospitals, don't they?
Yeah, you never had that done.
Maybe for your birthday in October, we can get you a super colonic
And what's its purpose?
to clean out everything.
Yeah, clean you out.
I don't need that. If you wanted to do
Well,
that,
6,000 gallons of milk will come out.
You don't need. What makes you so goddamn special? You don't need your asshole cleaned out.
if you, well,
Excuse the little frog
take
in my
a
throat.
sitz bath. You know what? If you,
Oh, look at you with the sitz bath.
I did that once when I did a cyst removal a long while back. Because that's what the cyst was. One.
And TC said to me, "We got nothing to talk about tonight."
And how did you, for those medical students out there, how did you remove the cyst?
Slice it open. I got tiny sliver.
Talk into the microphone so we didn't hear this.
Slice it up, tiny sliver.
What did you use to slice it open with?
Yeah, you did
Zacto
this.
knife, and then you drained it and sprayed with carburetor cleaner. That was a long time ago, but I got rid of it.
So you don't have to go to. You don't have to go to what are they? Is that a podiatrist?
He's not kidding. No, that's a
That's a-
proctologist, I
What?
think.
The podiatrist is a foot doctor, right?
Foot doctor, yeah.
One of those gimmicks. It's close enough.
Assholes have feet.
All right. So you basically didn't go to you didn't go to like the clinic or anything.
Oh, I did. I did there once, but then they came back again, so I finished it.
So you just took an X-Acto knife that you can get at any like arts and crafts store,
Yeah.
sliced it,
And then I finally,
and how did you drain it?
and you pressed on it.
You pressed on it. You didn't stick a vacuum up to it or anything.
Well, that too. Yeah, well,
Okay, because I remember this story from a long time ago. So you used like a Hoover vacuum and put it on the sliced cyst on your butt, and let the vacuum suck up the juices, and then you cleaned it out with carburetor cleaner.
it was a long time ago, but it
Did
never
ever-
came back.
Well, there you go. It never came back.
It was probably too scared to. My God. What? And this is not this is true. This really happened.
That's small time. The same thing in another part, but it didn't call for an X-Acto knife. I just simply
Did you heat the X-Acto knife up to like sterilize it or anything?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good.
And but the same thing happened somewhere else, but that didn't call for a knife. But I
Where else did this happen?
yeah, remember
Oh, on your
that?
forehead. Okay.
But
That I could see you doing.
Well, not that. What I did was just you take a hot needle and then stick it in that.
That I can see. That's no problem. But did it hurt when you like sliced your ass open?
No, because it relieved the what was bothering me in there.
Yeah.
But besides, it wasn't that too big a sliver.
How do you know? Were you like squatting on a mirror? How did you see this?
You had to have used the mirror.
How else would you know? Unless it was like the size of a grapefruit. How else would you find this?
And you use the mirror, and that's it. You just pressed on it until it drained itself out. Because I did have it, they drained it, but it came back again. Took antibiotics, but it came back again. So I finished it.
Do you realize if this had been done during the time of social media, you'd probably be a very wealthy man right now?
Yeah, but
This would definitely have gone viral, don't you think?
Oh,
TJ?
100%.
Yeah,
Next time you get a cyst, let's videotape it.
yeah. I mean, those Micks chasing the bat around the house that time. Catch him, Derry, catch him. They did pretty good from that. Oh, the dog's pissed himself. Can you blame him?
Oh, it's a bad job. Well, then what you do is like have a combination of like here's a way to act like a exterminator. Exterminator's like okay, well you want to kill the bat, 20 feet haunted sprays that shoot 20 feet away.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, that when I helped my friend kill a critter, what was it? A freaking like in a trap, okay? But I actually killed the critter. It was a freaking raccoon, okay? He had, and I killed like one of them. He was walking around in the freaking trap, but I killed it with a haunted spray 20 feet away.
Oh.
And that's it. He's gone.
You maced the raccoon?
To death.
With haunted spray, but get one that shoots 20 feet away.
Boy, that was a terrible way for that raccoon to die.
Well, you gotta once in a while. You gotta sometimes come up with remedies. Because it's
The circle of life, Quincy. Now, we were just talking about a beautiful setting down in Florida. We're sitting under a tree, reading my book and everything, and we went right from there to cyst removal, and now bat removal, and now raccoon execution.
well.
And we're only
problem
12 minutes into the show.
12 minutes.
Well,
and
the
we said,
problem
and
is,
Casey
like,
said we got nothing tonight.
Well, no, because beware. If you're out there in Florida, okay, critters can go almost anywhere.
Alligators.
Okay,
I
alligators.
was looking for an alligator. They do have them at the place I stayed. They will come out of the pond, but I didn't see any.
why would you want an alligator?
I want to see it. I don't want to go up and,
He wants some new boots.
yeah.
Oh, I've heard of that. Is it true that but you had to kill the alligator to get the boots?
Oh, you're damn right. I ain't going to go any other way.
He's not going to put his foot in the alligator's mouth.
Walk around.
That's old school, I believe it, but
That's real old
I'd
school.
like a nice alligator skin wallet. I think that would be
they
cool.
say like alligator bags, alligator, but how come they persist people to kill the alligator in order to get the bag, the boots, and the wallet?
Well, alligator. I myself am all for killing alligators. I know this may not be a popular, a popular thing out there.
Why are they dead? It's old school, but it's a good question. How come they persist people to kill the alligator, which
Well,
you can't?
one, they're vicious animals, I think, and I think it's probably one of the most horrible ways to die. I take my chances against a shark over an alligator any day. Okay, but alligator skin is also very. It's nice to the touch and everything.
Yeah, but you got to be able to kill the alligator.
Well, someone's got to be able to do it. I was watching On Patrol Live recently. Well, not recently, probably about a year ago. And this guy came on. He had this long stick, right? And there was like a red knob at the end of it, and nobody knew what the hell he was doing. And this guy had some alligator boots on, too. So I was like, this isn't going to end well for this alligator. And he comes out, and he's got a mask on and all this, and he's got these hip waders. And he just goes up, and he touches the alligator with this thing, and the thing starts spinning, dies immediately.
It's kind of like Michael Douglas at the end of Romancing the Stone.
Exactly.
Right.
But you brought
Killed
up the
him.
subject, so I'm going to have to bring up two very important, clips here.
Yeah.
I know people, but I'm going to have to say it again. They know how to kill an alligator with a poison like.
You know people who do this?
No, but you said this. Who had the poison
Oh,
stick?
I was watching the show On Patrol Live, the police, and it was down in Florida, and an alligator came into this guy's garage. And they had to get it out. It was about as long as this table.
It's a big
So
alligator.
they had to call the alligator, they call him the gator wrangler. But they thought he was just going to take it and leave, but it had actually bit a child. That's what it was. And once it bites somebody, they're like,
and
it's got to go.
so this guy knows all about alligators.
he
probably-
just touched it with the pole with the thing on the end, and you heard a loud snap. And I guess it sent a charge through this alligator and killed him.
So he does it for a living, probably.
Yeah, it'd be a good job for you.
Michael J. Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's not a
but,
knife.
but for the sake of remembering
I
two
make
classics,
good
part one,
stuff.
attack two.
Yeah.
Smell, you son of a bitch.
14:45 we're in and we got our first
Jaws
Jaws
And then
reference.
Jaws 2. All right, you big bastard.
There we go.
I got something for you now. That's it. Right over here. Open wide. Say yeah. Yeah, that's the thing you're going to watch out in Florida. Because what if there's sharks? Okay,
Well, where I was, we were landlocked. We were in the central part of Florida. There's no fear of sharks because there was no ocean close to me at all. We did have to drive. No, we didn't have to drive, but the Daytona 500 was that weekend also. So there was a lot happening down there.
Wow.
but the part you're in where you go swimming, there's no sharks?
No, only swimming pools. Beautiful swimming pools. 10 different swimming pools in this place.
Wow.
Really?
And you know what I would do? I'd get in the pool and I'd dunk and I'd put my sunglasses on and I'd float with all the other old people. And then Tosh would bring my can of beer over and I could drink it in the pool. It was like, it was just so
They
heavy.
do this in all 10 pools?
No, we probably used 3 out of the 10 pools because some of them are smaller and they're just kind of secluded. This one had a lot of action.
Wow.
They did some trivia, which I did exceptionally well.
What was the trivia question? Give us one.
They were all musical. They played music.
Oh,
you had to
it was
guess
like name that tune.
Yeah, but one of the songs was "Beauty School Dropout" from
School dropout.
from Greece, and
Graduation day for you.
they played songs from "Singing in the Rain," which I think I was the only person to know, even though there was a lot of old people there. They should have known that. The song was "Make 'Em Laugh." That what's his name? Daniel O'Connor. What is this? Yeah, I think he did it in the movie. Anyway, but there's a lot of those questions. There was 15 questions. And I got 12 out of 15.
Only
right.
12?
Yeah, somebody claimed they got 15. That's bullshit. They cheated.
And what was the prize that you should have won?
I think it was. It was a pin. It was just like it was just like everyone sitting around being kind of lazy.
Not as good as the Charles Bronson pin.
No, nothing as good as that. Nothing. I have that hanging at my desk. I wore it on my scally when I went down there.
Wow.
I took it off and I put it on my desk at home.
But somehow you should have won the pin, but
I can live without it.
but
I
for the
had-
sake of
I had a lot of
participating.
good blessings down there. Let's just put it that way.
There you go, a blessing in disguise, and
Abby got us a table at the boathouse down at Disney Springs.
Great.
Well, she likes Tosh. What can I say?
I understand that. You know, like I said, I had a long conversation with, I told you about that a couple of weeks ago, where she dragged me into her room
Yeah,
and
that
the
meeting,
office
yeah,
at the
the-
meeting and whatnot. And she's itching to come back on this podcast.
we got to get her here.
I know, but, you know, she's busy producing other things and whatnot. And,
Well,
you know, I found out she has this on her phone. There's an app.
really?
She's not even have to be in the building anymore to do this. She's listening on her phone.
That's cool.
When she's producing.
I like that.
So she doesn't even have to be in the building to do this.
Well, let me say again, Abby, thank you for everything you did for Tosh and I on our Florida stay. And I did thank you officially on social media, but thank you again. Isn't that nice of her?
oh yeah.
Do they make alligator skin bikinis?
They probably do.
Oh, maybe.
Who do you take the gators to? Maybe that's the next question. Okay, so you killed the gator, but who?
He probably takes it and has the hides ripped off and he sells the gator skin.
And who makes all the bags and everything?
I don't know.
The stores. I don't know. Who knows? Why do you need to know this?
Because
Some Chinaman,
we're
probably.
talking about some good old school questions here. Like I've heard of if you kill an alligator, you get shoes and everything. But a good question
You ever see a pair of alligator shoes? They're pretty sweet.
oh yeah, but
Ric Flair used to have them all the
Yeah,
time.
they are nice.
but
Something to be said for alligator.
But you, for the sake of trying to find out these things, over in Florida, they'll do that, and they'll instantly just hand you a pair of alligator shoes.
Well,
bags.
probably not instantly. It probably takes some time.
Yeah, they got to put all like shellac and
they
junk
don't-
on it and all that other stuff.
They don't like kill the alligator in 15 minutes. You're strutting out with your alligator
Yeah,
shoes
this
on.
isn't like, you know, you're going fishing and 2 minutes later you're eating the haddock.
I don't know. Maybe they should instantly for those
You know what they say when you bring that stuff in? You know what they say to you?
what's that
See you later, alligator.
for a wild crocodile.
There you go.
There you go.
Maybe they should have some of these things on hand, pre-made for the true hunters.
Sounds like you got the idea for a good business.
Are you hinting around? Do you want something with alligator skin? You want
no,
like,
I'm just
like
having some fun with old school
do you want an alligator seat on your motorcycle?
No, I don't want an alligator seat. I'm just having some fun with
That'd be pretty sweet, though, I think.
I'm just having some fun with for the sake of
That's good.
for those who do alligators, maybe they should have these things pre-made for those.
Well, that's great. What else is on your list over there?
Well, I just was continuing with all the blessings I had down in Florida. We got to see my buddy Tommy Treadway.
No, not the Tommy Treadway.
The Tommy Treadway. I call him the Tropical Troubadour. We saw him Tuesday night at a place called Trade Winds.
And your stickers are everywhere, I heard down there.
Yeah, he uses my sticker. I got a picture of him showing my sticker.
Wow.
He keeps it in his little attaché that he brings to all his shows and everything. And he told some really great jokes. He was talking about, he goes, I think I might have even mentioned this one before, but so he got up there and he's got his guitar and everything. And after he finishes the song, I go, the other night, and there's all these little tables around, people having dinner and drinks and everything. He goes, like last time I did a show in here, this table over here of 4, there was 4 rather large women sitting at that table, and I could tell by the way they were talking, they had English accents. So I just on the next break, I leaned over and I said, excuse me, are you 4 ladies from England by any chance? And she said, Wales. And he goes, I'm sorry? And she goes, Wales. And she slammed her fist down the table. It's Wales. It's Wales. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. Are you 4 Wales from England by any chance? That's a good example of a Tommy Treadway joke. Perfect. He would have loved that. And he also tells another great joke. Want to hear another one?
Go right ahead.
He goes, this woman, her husband died rather suddenly, and she was very sad. So she brings him to the funeral home and everything, and hands the body over, and she goes back in a little while and views it, and he's got a black suit on. And she goes, well, I wanted him in a blue suit. And the undertaker's like, well, the black suit fits him perfectly. She goes, I know, but I want to bury him in a blue suit. And he goes, well, I don't know, what are we going to do here? And he goes, well, listen, whatever it takes, go get him a blue suit. I want him buried in a blue suit. So she leaves. She comes back a couple hours later, and the undertaker opens the lid, and there he is in a blue suit. And she goes, well, that's better. And she goes, what do I owe you? And everything. He goes, actually, it worked out perfect because a woman came in right after you, and she wanted her husband buried in a black suit. So I switched the heads. That's a pretty good one, right?
That is a good one. And it's something you probably would actually happen somewhere.
And he tells it so much better because he really strings you along and you don't know where it's going. And then he hits you with that punchline. So that was kind of a one night out. Had a nice, what did I have to eat that night? We had split a lovely cheeseburger and this really nice Greek salad. So my Tasha and I had a couple of beers, and it was a very successful night. And then, of course, we watched the Super Bowl down there.
Wow.
And we watched it outside under the stars at the pool and had our drinks. We had a little private cabana if we wanted to go into it. So right after halftime, we went into the private cabana because our chairs got stolen. So we sat in there by ourselves. So that was really nice. Did you watch any of that Super Bowl?
Absolutely not.
This halftime show everyone's buzzing about?
Wouldn't even know if it was sitting in front of me.
It was an incredibly awful shit show, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. This guy's a terrible performer. The whole thing was an absolute mess.
Who was it?
Kendrick Lamar.
Who's that?
He's like the biggest downloaded star on Spotify now. His music is just. But I'm telling you right now, people, all this was a big commercial, and a way for him to come out and say, "Hey, suckers, buy my music," because now he's a rich man because of this.
His last name is Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
Is he related to Lamar Luttrell from Revenge of the Nerds?
Probably not.
All right.
There was nothing cool.
If Lamar Luttrell was doing a halftime show with the rest of the nerds, I'd watch that.
The ultimate halftime show, and a petition goes out every year, but it's ignored by the NFL, is to have Weird Al Yankovic do the halftime show.
I'd watch that.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
So, but this guy sucked.
I nominate Quincy to have a halftime show.
That would be much better. I wish like the local broadcast should like just switch over to your local broadcast and do like cable access. We'll do our own.
Like they did on the Jerry Lewis telethon.
Wouldn't that be great?
Let's go to our local affiliates right now.
Chet and Natalie would do it.
Chet and Natalie, and here he is right now. He's going to raise a lot of money. It's Quincy Briscoe.
But this halftime show was a piece of shit. I don't care. And then now they're saying that there was hidden meaning in there for young people and young African Americans that they don't like the way the world is going, and this is their message. I'm sorry, you couldn't understand a word the son of a bitch was saying. He sucked dancing. He's supposed to be wearing women's jeans. There's some shot at some other rapper named Drake. I don't know. It's just, the whole thing sucked. I don't care what you say. It was a piece of garbage. So that was it.
I'll take your word. Oh, Quincy's dying over there.
The guy was supposed to be wearing.
From what I understand, they're saying he wore female flared bell-bottom jeans, and it was supposed to be a swipe at some other wrestler. I mean, rapper.
You mean he was dressed up like a lady wrestler?
No, he just there was something odd about his wardrobe. Let's just put it that way.
So in other words,
but the best part of the Super Bowl was watching Taylor Swift get booed. And she did not, she was like, she even said to her friends, like, what's going on right now? Like, she couldn't understand it. But here's the thing. Most of the people in that stadium were for the Eagles. I wasn't. Sorry, Eric Todd, but I wasn't, and I ate my words because the Eagles dominated the Chiefs. I mean, just beat the living hell out of them. And in retrospect, I think it's a great thing. I'm glad now that the Chiefs didn't win. But most of the fans, I think, were there to see the Chiefs lose. And so when they put her puss up there, face, and they started booing her, it was just like she couldn't believe it.
You know who's not happy?
Who?
She's a disciple of Taylor.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I will say this about Taylor Swift, and it's not a good thing either, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to call this. Travis Kelce is rumored to be announcing his retirement soon. As soon as he retires, it's over between them.
Okay.
She's not going to go out with him anymore.
She's not really that pretty.
It isn't even that. I mean, listen, every woman has their own kind of beauty in a certain way, but I just don't see anything appealing about her. I just think she's like a fart to me.
She's a fart.
She's a fart.
She's a popcorn fart.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care either way.
Neither do I.
She can just disappear in the wind as far as I'm concerned. So that was, but I think she really just like shit a brick when she heard all those boos. She was like, what is, they did like a lip reading and she's like, what's going on right now? I'm like, yeah, people are sick of you. And that's the mentality of the masses. Familiarity breeds contempt. I believe that.
I saw that on a Christmas card once.
Merry Christmas, familiarity breeds contempt. It means like the more you get to know someone, the more you start to hate them. I knew that. You two are like an old married couple, honest to God. This one should have been on. This one should have been televised, honest to God. But get back to Abby and all her.
I'd like to get back to Abby. Yeah.
Well, her and Tosh. Oh, here's another thing she did for me.
Were they booing someone that you like? Or
No. Well, they're going to a wine tasting on the 26th of this month, which is next Wednesday.
Is it inside or outside?
Oh, no, it's inside. They're going to a wine tasting.
Okay.
It's just like women do that this time of year. Some restaurant named Tono or something like that.
Bunch of lushes.
So yeah, so it's her and her friends. So she invited Tosh along. So one of her friends back.
See, I wouldn't have gone. I don't drink wine, so.
Well, I do, but I wouldn't go to a wine tasting. I only like Chianti, but that's kind of considered kind of a cheap wine by most people. Yeah. So they're going to the wine tasting, and Tosh says, "Geez, Ricky and I had plans tonight. We were going to go out to eat." And so she goes, "Oh, I got something to keep him occupied." You know what she did?
No, what?
Because she's been following me on social media. She bought me a ticket to see Rain at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium.
The hell's Rain?
Rain is a Beatles tribute band.
Oh.
I have one ticket.
That's all you need.
Yeah, but I don't have to go with anybody.
It's not Beetlejuice.
No, this is Rain.
Rain.
They tour all over the world.
Wow.
And they're going to be playing the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. They're going to be doing...
Easy for you to say.
I wish it was. The Magical Mystery Tour and Sgt. Pepper's and all the hits of the Beatles.
Wow.
And I'm going to go there. Just drive up there on my own, grab a little something to eat, maybe get a beer before the show, sit down, watch it. When the show's over, come right home.
Well, what else would you be doing?
Well, when you got to drag Tosh along. Well, I have to go to the ladies' room. Well, I want to do this. Let's do this. Let's wait over here. Let's go sit. And it's like...
You think because Abby's from England, she has connections?
Maybe. I don't know. But
I don't know.
But when Tosh told me, she goes, "You know how we were going to go out next Wednesday?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, I got this ticket from Abby for you. It's to Rain." I said, "Rain?" I said, "My God, I've been like raving about them. I would want to see these guys." She goes, "Well, you're going to see them."
Okay, all right. My birthday's coming up, right?
Ooh, wow.
If I don't get something very special from Abby, I may be calling Sabrina back. All right? All right?
Wow, the claws are out tonight.
Don't get me wrong. I love Abby to death. She's one of our greatest assets down here.
Would you rather she didn't like me?
No.
Okay.
No. But if she starts getting him a new motorcycle or his own dairy, then there's a problem. Then we'll have be on my terms how to square things up. All right.
This could take a turn.
But it's good. I'm very happy that you're getting perks and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think I know why she's doing this.
Why?
Well, A, she's very good friends with Tosh.
Yeah, they become
and
close.
B, you mentioned a couple episodes back that you were thinking about bringing back the jukebox.
That's right.
And I know that she had a lot of meetings and whatnot with the Spotify's and all the Fi's and, whatever. That maybe she sees a big ratings.
I hope so. I mean, if she
there.
can make that work with the jukebox, that would be great.
Have you thought any more about that?
Well, I mean, like I said, I wanted to do a podcast, but it couldn't be music. Unless we need the influence of someone like Abby to bring music back. But I wanted to do like sort of a thing where I was driving almost. But then I'm like, the quality of the sound probably wouldn't be that good.
You want to be doing while you're driving?
Yeah, I really crack myself up when I drive.
Yeah, it wouldn't sound that good. I mean, we wouldn't do it. I mean, we could simulate. We could have traffic sound effects behind you.
Too. That's true.
Or if you want to go sit in my car and do it.
But see, also what I don't want to happen is like I don't want to take away from this. Like what we got going on is good.
It's fine, but we always need expansion.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, it's definitely something that's definitely in the oven.
Okay, all right. Because I know a lot of people out there, especially I'm sure Doug Palumbo has been biting his nails.
Doug's
on
been
this.
very quiet lately. I'm a little worried about him, but Doug sometimes will back off social media.
Well, he did contact me.
he did. Okay.
And he says, it's more like a springtime thing putting the shirt on the statue.
Okay. All right.
And
all right.
I said, I agreed.
Yep.
Because it is a spring apparel. It is not a winter T-shirt.
True.
And so, he's going to do it, he said.
You got balls, Doug. I'll tell you that much.
Well, if not, we'll be sending down the milkman himself to do it. You'd have no problem, Quincy, going down to New Jersey and putting one of our After Hours T-shirts on the statue of Frank Sinatra, would you?
I did it my way.
I'd take that as a yes. All right, so you had no problem doing it.
That's all you gotta do is just get down there, put the shirt on the statue, and that's it.
Yeah, well, it's like a 5.5 hour drive to Hoboken, but
Yeah, but if all you gotta do is get down there and put the shirt on the statue, and that's it, and get out of there,
Yeah.
that's it.
Simple.
and then we leave.
Well, we take the shirt back, but
Why would we take the shirt back?
because we take a look. Because it's evidence. We'll just take a couple photos and then we'll take off.
Well, you know what we'll do? We'll
I don't want to end up in the bottom of the Hudson River, right?
We'll see if we had his ID changed where his last name could be your last name.
Oh,
That could be interesting.
Quincy Restani.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want the shirt to say?
I already have it. It's the After Hours T-shirt, the one with our logo on it.
Why don't you simply get another one? That way we can.
But it's evidence of like a cop season or whatnot. They're going to put two and two together, all right?
Oh, wow.
Evidence.
Something clicked there. All right, good. Speaking of clicking, I got through my earpiece right now. We're going to have to take a big time commercial break, and then we'll be back with more of the After Hours with TC Restani, the podcast.
Hi, I'm Tori Black, and you're watching After Hours with TC Restani.
Welcome back from that big time commercial break. Thanks to Tori Black for giving us a big shout out out there. Unbelievable. Back in black. I'd love to be. All right, but we have some other interesting news over here on your sheet of paper.
Well, just, things that have come
Well,
up.
you prepare. You prepare.
Yeah, just little talking points. We didn't even need them for the kickoff of this episode.
No, because you could never have come up with that.
No, not in a million years. But, I was talking to a friend of mine down there. He's down in Florida.
Down to Florida.
His wife, he and his wife and two toddlers. Well, no, not toddlers. I think the youngest was maybe 4 and the oldest was 5. Maybe 6. Okay. So,
Preschoolers.
yeah, they're young kids. 4 of them went to Epcot.
Yeah, what did it cost?
That's what I wanted. What do you think it cost for 4
All right.
people?
All right. Figuring if I wanted to go to a Red Sox game around here and bring 4 people, you're talking close to, depending on where your seats are, you're talking $500-600
$1,500.
to go to Epcot
Yeah.
to see some giant globe.
Yeah. $1,500 he dropped just to take them, and they're so young they're not even going to remember.
They're not gonna remember that.
That's the sad part. But they
Bring
wanted
them
to
to
do it.
Sesame Street World or something.
Yeah. And it's funny. The place I stay at right now, it's about maybe 25 minutes away from Disney World. The guy down there, he's got his 4 little kids in the pool. So I was talking to him. I said, boy, it must strap you to go down to Disney World with these guys. He goes, you know what? They're so young. They're not going to remember this Disney World trip. They don't even know how close we are to Disney World. He said, see them right now? That's the happiest I've seen them in weeks. We just got here this morning. They'll sit in that pool till the sun goes down, and they'll have some pizza and go to bed. He said, Disney World? Forget it. He said it would be nothing but crying and getting tired and aggravation.
Waiting in lines for 10 hours.
Yeah, and he says when and probably getting a 0 but he says, when they're at like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, then I'll take them. He says, but right now they don't even know how close they are.
$1,500.
It's a lot of money.
You know how much damage I could do at AVN with $1,500?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that doesn't include like if they want a souvenir or something to eat. That's just to get in.
Wow. That's just to get in the door.
That's admission and all the rides in Epcot. $1,500.
Well, maybe they should get Elon Musk to find out where all that money's going.
Yeah, well, he's finding out where a lot of it's going, that's for sure.
And where's it going? Walt Disney's carbonating chamber where he's frozen somewhere?
But so I was amazed by that, but it's kind of sad. But
$1,500.
One of the things I was excited to come home to was to watch the Saturday Night Live reunion.
Never a fan of Saturday Night Live.
I was. I can look back well, first of all, I remember watching the very first episode of Saturday Night Live. I remember it. I remember George Carlin coming out, and I knew at 9 years old this was something different, and I wanted to watch it. I can't remember.
Okay, I will admit the first, the first seasons of Saturday Night Live,
Sure.
with all the legends: Chevy Chase, Bill Murray,
sure.
Danny Aykroyd, Belushi, Gilda Radner. Yeah, of course, 100%.
And Steve Martin host. I'm sorry, but he was the best host, in my opinion, of Saturday Night Live.
What about when Hulk Hogan was the host with Mr. T?
Hey, that was a gimmick and all that. We know that.
Live from New York. It's Saturday night.
But he was great on that show and introduced me to him and just listen, Saturday Night Live back then. And then you got the Eddie Murphy cast. And that was they were great. Joe Piscopo and Eddie Murphy. There was a lot of fun things that came.
I'm not saying that all of them were bad, but it seems like after Chris Farley died, it sucked.
Yeah, the Chris Farley era. I think that's the Phil Hartman and Mike Myers and all them.
That's almost 30 years ago.
Yeah, and there was some great stuff there. I mean, Mike Myers came back as that coffee talk woman.
Right.
And I was like, oh my god, I remember how.
Even
funny
though
she
he's
was.
a dickhead too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, he's just not friendly. I remember when we met Dana Carvey, and we had a Wayne's World thing, and it wasn't with us; it was some other kid. And even Dana Carvey goes, "Good luck having him sign that."
Really?
Right? Even he knows he's a prick.
Oh, that's too bad. Dana Carvey's a hell of a guy. I listen to his podcast too. He does one with David Spade. Very, very funny. Dana Carvey's
and he's a very nice man too.
Yeah, and his characters and everything. And so Saturday Night Live did hold a warm place in my heart. But this whole kissing ass of Lorne Michaels, like he is just the reason why it's been so successful, and like he supposedly had the magic touch for
Dick
spotting.
Ebersol had it for 5 years.
Yeah, but the whole thing about Lorne is like he can spot talent. No, he can't.
He hasn't spotted talent in 30 years.
Exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
There maybe a few little strains of talent that may have come out of there.
A couple of gems here and there, but like Keenan Thompson, and they were all like raving about him because
He's been there for 1,000 years.
Yeah, he's
Do you know
been the
why?
longest.
Because no one else wants to hire him.
nothing else to do. And the kid is terrible. And I'm going to tell you right now, I wanted to like this. I wanted to say, I can't be in it. It's nothing to do with Trump or politics or anything like that. They just weren't fucking funny. That Keenan Thompson, everything is like, he does the same face. He's like, what y'all say?
Wasn't he Fat Albert in the movie version?
Yeah. And he was also in that other show, Good Burger World.
Oh,
or
Good
something
Burger, yeah.
Good Burger. And, I was like, okay, here's a kid. He's got some talent.
You know what? In his defense, God bless him, he's had a steady paycheck for what? How many years has he been there? Like 25 or whatever?
I'll never begrudge anyone for making money. I mean, he certainly got the gig.
Right.
But he's not that
But
talented.
Lorne Michaels is a dickhead, too. I met him.
Yeah, he
thinks his shit don't
he
stay.
absolutely does.
They say, listen, Lorne.
Yeah.
All right?
Hey, Lorne, if you're listening to this right now, go fuck yourself.
There's
all
only
right?
one Lorne. That's Lorne Green.
Lorne Michaels, go fuck yourself, all right?
Because I meant we used to sneak into Saturday Night Live parties, the after parties, and he had that fucking look on his face all the time. He looked like a little worm.
Yeah.
All right.
Douchebag.
You know what makes me feel so good about something? I'm going to bring it up here. Lorne Michaels thought he was the king shit. Vince McMahon, when the WWF took over that one time slot once a month for Saturday Night Main Event, destroyed Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
All right, fuck you, Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, that's right. He's taking all this fucking credit and everything for these, and then he steals like the characters they create and all that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can go off and do your own thing. Here's the thing: why is that show still on the air?
I have no idea. Just because it's become a soapbox for his idealistic, self-righteous creeds of how he wants the world to be and accept it. And you know who I hate the most on Saturday Night Live? The audience. No matter what someone does, everyone says, woo, woo!
Well, they have applause signs.
Yeah, but the wooing, it's like, I was just like, people shut the fuck up. Just laugh if it's funny. All
It's
right?
not funny.
It's not funny.
My friend and his wife used to watch Saturday Night Live every week just to see if they would laugh.
Yeah.
And they never did.
Yeah.
I used to sit there and go, this is awful.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny Carson was only on for 30 years. Yeah. He could have been on a lot longer than that. Well, he couldn't because he died, but
True.
But I'm just saying, I think Lorne Michaels is the worst television producer in history.
Yeah, he is.
All right, he's successful because he had a show on 50 years. You know why? No one else wanted the time slot.
No one wanted the time slot. And they should have pulled the plug on the show many, many years ago.
That should have been, you know what? We should have been on there when we did the TV version. We should have been on at 11:30 on a Saturday night.
Give that to us.
We would have been way better.
We would have brought the ratings in.
Seriously, it's just, I don't like Saturday Night Live. I respect the fact that it's been around for 50 years. But when you think about it, The show hasn't been funny since Chris Farley's generation, and he died in 1997 or 98.
Dude, try to
But he was already gone because he was off making movies.
Right.
So God only knows when he left that show.
Try to sit through Weekend Update now. With Colin Jost and Michael Shea.
Who?
Colin Jost. His biggest achievement is he's married to what's her name there?
I don't know. I have no idea who this is.
Who's that? Who's the hottest? Jeff loved her, and I loved her. She's an absolute dime there. Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
That's his wife.
Okay.
And Michael Shea is this African American guy, and he just his delivery is just the same every week. It's terrible.
Here's the question: why are you watching it?
Because, like your friends, I want to see if it'll make me laugh.
After 50 years,
I want to just see if they say something funny, and they're
never going to have anything funny.
Never.
I just made reference to Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
All right. Vince McMahon was a television genius.
Yeah.
But when he got to a certain age, time moved past him.
That's right. It happens.
You know what?
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels is how old?
Yeah.
He's got to be pushing 80.
He's got to be.
And guess what? You haven't been relevant producing and mind-wise in 30-something years.
Yeah. Now, here's an interesting thing I found out. Do you know that in Austin Powers, Mr. What is it, Mini-Me? Who's the villain? I can't even think of the
Dr. Evil?
Okay, Dr. Evil, with the way he talks and everything.
Oh, that's Mike Myers doing
Lorne Michaels.
Lorne Michaels.
Which I thought was pretty clever. I will say that. But I just was really, and I don't think they really, they didn't really march out.
Lorne Michaels is 80 years old.
Yeah, fuck him. I don't care.
He's 80 years old. You're not hip
No.
anymore.
No.
All right?
No.
Because he has the final say over everything.
Yeah, and everybody just kisses his ass like he is something special. And
So you don't like Lorne Michaels?
I hate him. I hate the son of a bitch.
Well, he's from Canada. That's why.
And I love people from Canada. Martin Short, great. And Martin Short, they hardly even used on that show. And here's the other thing. I think we've talked about this before. Second City Television was 1,000 times funnier than Saturday Night Live ever was.
Well, you had comedy geniuses there like John Candy.
But they wrote comedy.
Eugene Levy.
They wrote.
Yeah, they wrote it.
There's a great sketch on SCTV called Yonge Street. Look it up. It's genius.
Well, didn't Lorne Michaels bring that to the United States?
Probably. But who cares?
Well, he brought Kids in the Hall. And,
Yeah, what did he do with
he's
them?
now the producer of The Tonight Show, which is...
with Jimmy Fallon?
With Jimmy Fallon. No
Yeah.
wonder that show sucks.
Jesus, what a disgrace to comedy.
You go from Johnny Carson,
Yeah.
Jay Leno,
yeah.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. And I heard he's a real asshole,
He's
too.
a prick.
Yeah. So, you know what, Jimmy? Go fuck yourself, Jimmy Fallon.
I mean, we met him a bunch of times out in front of Saturday Night Live, and he's just so phony.
And he was doing his whole little I'm cracking up ding with Rachel Dretch, who's funnier than Jimmy Fallon ever could be on the reunion show. There was a sketch with them in it, and he's just this self-righteous
Not that
superiority.
it sounds like we're coming up that we're being jealous.
No.
We're consumers of comedy.
Yeah, I tune in to be entertained,
And it's not funny.
No, it's not.
I mean, you can find people on Instagram and YouTube that are a million times funnier.
Yeah.
Like the guy, that puts the pudding on his face.
Oh no, he's not funny.
He's more funny than Saturday Night Live.
You know who's funny is the little Mexican guy, Pilalu. Go follow him.
What about the guy that drenches himself in mayonnaise?
No, none of that's funny. No. I don't like that either. They can go to hell too.
All right, fine. All right. You just maybe you got too much sun down.
But no, you know what I missed though was the music special that they put on. I wish I saw that.
Oh, did you see Cher on there?
If she could turn back time.
I like that song. Don't get me wrong. I like Cher's musical talents, but she looked like Howard Stern's Fart Man. All right, that's the only thing I could say. I was like, I didn't watch it. I saw a clip of it on YouTube because people were posting it. I go, Cher looked like she had on Depends in that mesh outfit.
Hey, she's an old woman. Just like, you know what? She just knock it off. Maintain some dignity. All right, come on, stop this.
Stop it, Cher.
Back in the day, though, holy moly, Cher was a dime.
No, I enjoyed some of Cher's songs and even some of her movies.
I remember she came out one time on horseback singing the song Half Breed.
Half-breed.
I was a young
That's
kid.
all I ever heard.
All I can say is brrrr. Those beautiful feathers.
If you were Sonny, you wouldn't have shared.
Not at all. She was something else.
So how come
She was great
you're
in Mask.
criticizing her now?
I'm not, well, she's parading herself out in all these sexy outfits, and she's just,
How old is Cher? She's got to be pushing 80
she's
also.
got to be in her 80s. She's just an old woman.
I don't think she's in her 80s.
Well, she just wants to maintain.
Well, she will be in 2 years.
Okay, so she's 78.
Right.
But, you know, come on.
Actually, now with all the plastic surgery she has, she looks like Rocky Dennis.
Yeah.
Maybe she just wants to maintain her look. Yeah, but what's
Maintain
wrong
her
with it?
look. She
Well,
looks like
you are a real gentleman, Quincy.
she looks like Rocky Dennis.
Because I know not everyone can look as handsome as TC and I.
Of course.
or yours truly.
Exactly. Well, all three of us, of course.
Right. Better looking than Cher.
Yeah. But all these, it's just...
Well, but you gotta remember, was she a blonde? Then she was a brunette.
that
did
I don't
she-
know.
I think
She always looked best to me as a brunette.
I always remember her with dark hair.
Yeah.
She then changed the color, to do some other songs.
Did you spank one out there when you were younger?
No.
Bullshit.
But it's not. But she
Would you
done like
break both your arms or something?
Dark Lady. She done. It's a good song. She was like, who didn't love Cher?
No question. I like her music, and I think she's a great performer. I remember watching those shows. She was funny. She was a funny actress. That show made me laugh more than any Saturday Night Live in the last 50 years. No, not 50 years. 30 years, sorry.
30 plus years.
30 plus years. I'm terrible at math.
You don't have to be a genius. We're simply walking down
Thank you.
memory lane, remembering some of the best of music that we're trying to bring back. For
You know what they should have done at this 50th anniversary?
What?
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
Yeah.
We're never coming back.
Yeah. You have just witnessed the last episode of Saturday Night Live. Everyone would have... Oh.
I
And all
think
of-
once Lorne taps,
Yeah.
they'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well,
But I will say
What
this.
does he have on NBC that they kept around for 50 years?
Exactly. That's a good point. One of the things I remember, though, that made Saturday Night Live so special is they introduced me to, like, a lot of good music. I remember seeing the band Taj Mahal. They were a blues band. Leon Redbone. All these, like, I was a young kid. I was like, wow, these guys are cool. And that's not what I'm hearing on the radio, but I went out and I explored that type of music and everything. It's like, I think I mentioned that on the jukebox one time, how great Saturday Night Live was. And I remember seeing Devo for the first time and the specials and stuff. Because back then, you heard a song on the radio, you didn't know what the band looked like or anything.
Unless you had the album.
And or when sometimes that didn't even help. But when you heard they were going to be on Saturday Night Live, it was like, I can't wait. And like then you'd be like, oh my God, like I expected the singer to look a little different. So it was just
We've waited outside, Jeff and I and other autograph collectors, waited outside Saturday Night Live so many times.
Yeah.
And we scored big time with people, not just the cast. Like I got Francis Ford Coppola coming out of
Wow.
there. We got George Wendt was always in. He was always plastered. Even if he wasn't doing the Bear skit, he was just. I guess he just went.
Yeah. Joe went.
Who else did we get there? We got Candace Bergen. Dan Aykroyd used to show up. He wasn't even on it, but he would come down a lot. I mean, Jackie Chan.
Wow.
Carol Brady, Florence Henderson.
She had a good sense of humor.
We got her coming out of the elevators at SNL. The Rock, when he hosted it that time. A ton of people used to go to that. Yeah. But then you bring down, some of the cast were nice. Some of them were just complete assholes. And the assholes on that list would be Will Ferrell.
Oh, yeah, that I could see.
Jimmy Fallon.
100%.
I'm trying to think who else was a pain in the nuts. A few other ones, background ones I don't remember. But Tina Fey was always very friendly.
Okay.
Molly Shannon was very friendly.
Yeah, her I could see being nice.
And the girl from Burlington there, what's her name? Rachel, you just mentioned it.
Rachel Dratch.
Rachel Dratch. She was very cool.
Oh, I always thought
because she reckon when Jeff's talk, he goes, where? Yeah, from Southie.
I always liked her. I always said she always made me laugh on that show. She was very funny.
And of course, Lorne.
Yeah, Lorne. No, I'm not signing tonight.
Yeah.
I'll give you my thumbprint, invisible ink. Douchebag. I like to give him a good slap right across his face.
So this is, if you want to find out where the SNL parties are, the way you do it is when you go out on. They used to have all the limos out on whatever avenue it was, 49th or 50th Street or whatever. You grease the palms of the drivers, and they tell you where they are.
How much are we talking?
Depends. Depends on who had.
Nowadays it's probably pricey.
Now they don't even come out the door; they come out through a garage. But they still. I would never go to an SNL. I don't watch the show, and they would have to have somebody on as a guest host that I really wanted to meet. Yeah. And I can't think of anybody on the top of my. But they did get old Jack Nicholson to show up.
Yeah, that was impressive.
He was notorious for never doing television, other than accepting an Academy Award or something. Yeah. But that was actually, and I saw a YouTube video of all the autograph collectors, getting him at a hotel, and he came out with his cane and whatnot.
Yeah, I saw that he was signing.
And he was signing away.
Impressed by that.
But that right there was the only thing probably interesting about that.
And Keith Richards was in the audience, which was funny. Yeah.
Did he know where he was?
Well, they were taking questions from the audience, and he goes, I left a scarf backstage back in '78. I was wondering if anyone ever found it. And then they showed up. Zach Galifianakis going, can we just move on to another subject? He had the scarf on.
How old is Keith Richards?
That's a good question.
I mean, Mick has got to be.
First of all, he delivered his lines impeccably. Second of all, he was very lucid and he was funny.
Sure, it wasn't Johnny Depp.
Nope. He did a great job.
Keith Richards.
He's definitely in his 80s. Definitely.
He is 81.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And he looks like the puppet from the Labyrinth movie, the one with Jennifer Connelly.
But he's holding up. He did good.
Well, the guy's been stuffed with drugs since the 50s, probably.
But again, he didn't come out like
I think most of that's an act anyway.
I think so too. It's like Dean Martin.
Right. Dean Martin never drank.
Yeah, it was apple juice.
Or Foster Brooks.
Yeah, he wasn't a drunk.
No.
He would have been vomitating.
Literally, he would have been. And you forgot to say the biggest thing that happened to you down in Florida.
What?
You saw Rodney Dangerfield.
That's right, and he had an iPhone with him.
Right.
Isn't that something?
And so you can see the picture on the screen right now.
I was just like, I got to get a picture of this, and I didn't want
Jason, do the 2.5.
If you can have one, I guess for me, if it had to be back to school.
Yeah.
He's done dozens of things, but I guess it'd be Thornton Mellon for me, right?
There you go.
You know something, Quincy? You're all right. I don't care what anyone says.
Now, where did you run into Rodney?
We had a place called the Greek Taverna.
Okay.
Which is a Greek restaurant and a very, very popular spot in Fort Lauderdale. I didn't tell you that. We did a little side trip down to Fort
I
Lauderdale.
saw you were on the back of a golf cart or something?
Yes, driving around. That's how they
Right.
take you around down there. I said, it's my first ever Facebook Live video, so I had to do that. And we were down in that. We were on our way out there that night, when you saw that video. And great food. Like, they had these baby back ribs you could order as a side.
I want my
order
baby
appetizer.
back, baby back, baby back.
These were like, and everything has this sort of like lemon zest to it, very clean tasting.
Lemon zest. You said they weren't putting windshield washer or fluid on there?
This was delicious. And they bring out these homemade hummus. Everything was just out of this world. It was just really good.
Did you stay at the Hotel Coral Essex like the nerds did in Nerds 2 in Fort Lauderdale?
I wish I found that. No, I was at the Paramount right on Fort Lauderdale Beach. Very fortunate to get a room there. But I look up through the window. I didn't want to say it, but thank you, Abby. I looked through the window, and there was Rodney.
There was Rodney.
With an iPhone. And I'm glad I got the iPhone in
When
there.
you sent that, I was like, oh my God, it is Rodney.
Rodney's back, and he has an iPhone, which I thought was pretty good. But he did look exactly like him. Something tells me that guy has definitely heard that before, that he looks like Rodney.
Well, from the picture I saw, it looked a lot like
I
him.
caught him at the right angle, I'm telling you.
Even though Rodney would probably be like 105 now.
But I just would feel bad if he saw me taking a picture of him and he came over and gave me a hard time. I was like, I would have said, well,
Hey,
listen,
show me some respect.
I was just saying, this is not an insult, sir, but you look just like Ron. Hey, I get that all the time. He probably imitates him or something like that. That's how much he looked like.
He could be the Fort Lauderdale Rodney.
Yeah, he might be.
You never know. It's like that time you sent that picture of Bull's doppelganger at that restaurant.
That's right. Yeah. Wow.
When you sent it to me, I go, it's Bull. And he was like, no, it's not.
We all have a doppelganger out there somewhere.
That's right.
Somewhere.
Out there, over the rainbow. Isn't that from the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. That's only been around for like 85 years or something.
Did I ever tell you the weird fact about that movie, about the coat that the guy wore that played Professor Marvel?
No.
Okay.
Enlighten us.
So I have a feeling I did tell this, but I tell this story a lot because I'm fascinated by it. So when they were outfitting the cast with clothing
Right.
for the movie, they, wardrobe people have to go and do all this research. So they go out and they're out in California and they go to all these secondhand stores, these thrift stores, Salvation Army and everything. So they found this
So does he?
this sort of wainscoting type thing, like an old sort of overcoat thing, but it was old.
Is this the wizard?
Yeah, the guy who played Professor Marvel.
Okay.
When she
I
goes-
didn't even know his name was Professor
Professor
Marvel.
Marvel. He wore the turban and he had the crystal ball and everything, and he's trying to urge Dorothy to go back home to her.
That was the guy at the card. Oh,
Yes, and he later plays the
wizard. Okay.
But the coat that he wore in that scene where he's got
Gotcha.
the crystal ball and
the black and white version.
Yes, exactly. Well, the sepia.
Should be sepia.
Sepia.
That looks like you have like liver cirrhosis, but yeah.
Yes. So they come to find out, written, there was a label in the inside of the coat that said F.L. Baum, B-A-U-M. Now, the gentleman who wrote the novel, Wizard of Oz, his name was Frank L. Baum.
So it was his jacket.
So they did the research and they found his widow and they asked her and she said, yeah, I donated it all to that job. Just by coincidence, they picked that, and that was the coat he wore in the movie.
No, that's the wrong sound effect. This is it. This is right here. All right. Thank you, chirping birds.
Okay, birdies. Night, night.
This isn't Twitter, all right?
That's what we should have had.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
That's
though?
creepy.
Yeah, so
That's a Wizard of Oz fact that I did not know.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, here's another Wizard of Oz factor.
What's that?
Out of all the movies Julie Garland made, I guess it seems to me they're always flashbacking on the Wizard of Oz.
Well, that's her most famous movie ever. You know, she was a junkie after that.
And that movie tanked when it came out.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it
guess,
was not received well at all.
Well, the trick about show business, acting, anything at all, I don't care. You have to learn how to do other roles, right? Isn't that the trick there, I suppose?
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you've become so popular as one role, people can't look at like can you see and like Sylvester Stallone when he does a movie, he's either going to be identified as Rocky or Rambo. Even if he's not playing it, he could be playing like John Smith in a movie, but he's still in people's minds Rocky or Rambo.
Yeah. That's true.
When Judy Garland went off to do other crap, she's still Dorothy Gale.
Yeah.
From the Wizard of Oz.
I remember my old man once saying he watched the movie Rambo.
Right.
And he says, I watched that picture you told me the other night. And I was like, what movie are you talking about? The one with Rocky in it. Rambo.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. No one remembers his name.
Yeah, Rocky was playing.
Rocky played that Vietnam guy.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, listen, if you can make a living, these people who, like Daniel Craig, like he abandons the James Bond role because he wants to go do other things. Come on. That was a great role. Be James Bond.
Remember what happened when Bobby Wheeler left Taxi? No one cared.
Exactly.
All right?
It happens.
Seriously, if you got, I mean, who's someone that milks their roles and doesn't care? There's got to be someone out there. Probably.
Gilbert, God rest his soul. I mean, you know, what else? But there's very few nowadays that would do that. Howard Stern used to call that out. He goes, if I could be that one person and make a living off that for the rest of my life, and he said, even at the point where you can go to autograph shows and people will pay for your signature, then what's wrong with that?
Like Jimmy Walker will always be J.J. Evans.
Yeah.
100%.
And he wasn't trying to go out and be, you know, I want a movie where I'm going to play the president, you know.
No, he ended up on the Match Game.
Exactly.
Which is nothing wrong with being on the Match
Better
Game.
than sitting in an office 8 hours a day.
That's true.
So that's what I always say.
Yeah. Well, we'll sit in an office, but if you like this kind of thing, then you got to stick with it, right?
Yeah.
Did you say discounting?
This kind of thing.
I think it's discounting. Like, because I know you go to the Goodwill to get all your outfits.
I'm
and
fluent
whatnot.
in Quincy.
No, but if you like that kind of thing or this kind of thing, that's one thing.
Oh, this kind of thing. Okay.
Give me that
But-
thing by the Pipkins.
Yeah.
Give
but,
me that, give me.
But if you like something like show business, then I suppose once in a while you have to try other roles, right?
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There's
Sure.
no business like show business. There's no business I know. Just want to let you know.
There's no business like show business.
That was the
like
first
show
song I
business
ever played on
know.
Ricky Bittman's jukebox.
Was it?
Sung by Ethel Merman. The disco version
Really?
was from an album called Ethel Merman Goes Disco. And there's no business like show business. There's no business. And it was great.
She was in Airplane.
She was. And she was also, she wasn't in Airplane.
That wasn't her singing the mental ward?
You're right. She was. Oh, that kills me because I thought I was, for once I had you. She was in that. That's right. Everything's coming up roses. I think that's
Right.
it. And then like they sedated her or something like that.
Yeah. And she
That's right. Because I was thinking you're getting it mixed up, but I don't think you've ever really sat through this movie. It's a mad, 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 mad world.
I watched it with my grandfather when I was like 8.
I watch it probably once every other year. And very funny in that movie. She was married to Ernest Borgnine for a brief period of
No
time.
wonder he jerked off after he got rid of her.
Exactly. What was it we were talking about? Oh, one of the trivia questions that came up. We were listening to Bingo, right? So the woman goes, all right, the next number is B9. 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 They have to say it like 3 times. So I said to Tosh, I said, what character on TV had the real name of B9? And she didn't know. Now everyone in the areas, now they're all like, I don't know. Who was it? Do you remember?
B9.
B9 was character. I think it was only mentioned in the very first pilot episode of the series.
Was this Lost in Space?
It was. The robot.
It was B9.
B9 is the name of the robot, but they eventually just went and called him Robot. Now, this old timer comes up to me and he goes, do you know what famous Hollywood actor had the license plate B9? And I'm like, no. And he goes, that's a good one. So we were thinking about it for a while, and I had no idea. Do you have any guess? Like
Ernest Borgnine.
You son of a bitch. You took it right out now. You knew that I was like, all of a sudden when I said Ernest Borgnine.
Well, Borgnine.
Yeah. But if I did mention Ernest Borgnine a few minutes ago, would you have gotten that?
No, I would have said something like from Star Trek,
I'm
the Borg.
so pissed that I said, as soon as I said Ernest Borgnine.
Well, you said who's Borgnine's jerking off to. So
I said, shit, I shouldn't have said that.
I shook his hand. I really shouldn't have, though, should I?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You met Borgnine?
I met me. Yeah, Jeff and I met.
Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, if you can have one role, that for me, it's got to be Lau Wallace.
Huh?
Convoy.
Yep. Well, was simply walking down memory lane of some of the best actors. So to have some fun with this radio broadcasting, for me, Lau Wallace.
We got to record a new version of that song, the theme song to Convoy.
Then who says we can't do it?
I know.
We'll do it.
Chris Christopherson, right?
He's
Chris
dead.
Christopherson and Ali McGraw and Ernest Borgnine and Burt Young. Okay.
Isn't Ally McGraw still kicking?
Ali McGraw is still. That's some sort of knowledge, ladies.
Did you Ernest Borgnine to her?
No, but let's see. That's some sort of knowledge. Let's see. Convoy came out in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. When
And
all the best movies came out.
That's one of my favorites. Okay? Ali McGraw, Chris Christopherson rode together in the truck.
I like that movie. I just don't like the song.
I love the song, you know.
Is she ever in her 80s? She's 85.
Wow.
What does she look
Don't
like
you think
now?
that song, though, like when they go, we got a great big convoy.
Walking through the night.
Just like kind of like,
I didn't know she was married to Steve McQueen.
wow.
From 73 to 78.
Great movie they were in together. What the hell was it called? Oh, damn it. I just watched it not too long ago. It was a great movie. Son of a gun.
She was also married to Robert Evans, the movie executive.
Wow.
She got divorced from him in 73 and immediately married Steve McQueen in 73.
Steve McQueen.
Really?
Yeah. So, good for Ally McGraw.
Yeah.
What does she look like now? She probably looks good.
Well, I'll have to look up a picture of Ally McGraw.
Only if it's not too much trouble.
It's not too much. Anything for you.
Anything for you, Quincy.
Because that's a special movie. Got to play, remember, the angry Lau Wallace.
Okay, this is Ally McGraw now. Right there. You see her?
Yeah, she doesn't look bad.
She looks like a human Q-tip.
Well, that's just her hairstyle.
That's just her hairstyle.
Her face really held
but her
up.
face actually, for an 85-year-old woman, I'll give Ally McGraw some credit.
Here's the thing. She probably didn't have a lot of stuff done to her face. And I think that's what happens. Ally McGraw, I wanted to see what the movie was because I want to recommend
You're
it
a
to
plastic
everybody.
surgeon all of a sudden over there?
Well, I think what happens is, I think when all that, The Getaway was the name of the movie.
Getaway.
From 1972, action thriller. It was directed by Sam Peckinpah, so there's a lot of blood and violence in it. Great, great movie.
Wow.
The Getaway. It's always on Turner Classic Movies, by the way. But I think what happens
You
is...
think Tarantino was a fan of his with all the blood?
Definitely. Yeah, The Getaway. You got to watch the Getaway with Steve.
I heard he was on the Epstein Island list.
Quentin?
Yep. He looks like one.
Oh, but I just have so much respect for him. I hope not.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that's going to be on these lists.
No,
and
I
whatnot.
get it. But I mean,
Does anybody get a pass in your book?
No, not for that.
Not for that.
Not for that.
What was some woman that you liked? Did you get? I'm not saying this that I know
Well,
anyone.
like if Giada was on there,
right?
I'd have to cut her loose.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, Sinatra's. What was it? When Joe Piscopo was imitating Frank Sinatra, which was one of the most brilliant things Joe Piscopo did on Saturday Night Live. They were talking to him one night, and he goes, one of the other characters he was in the sketch would have mentioned. Actually, no, it wasn't Joe Piscopo. It was Phil Hartman. When Phil Hartman used to do Sinatra, which was brilliant. I'm sorry, nothing to take away from either one, but it was Phil Hartman. Someone mentioned Woody Allen to him, and he goes, "Woody, don't even start me on Woody. I had dinner with him the other night. What's this with the broad, Woody? I told you back in the day, stay out of the kinder."
God.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's just I hate the fact that who's that director?
Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski, he's sort of skating away with that whole thing.
Well, he's like in exile in Europe and whatnot.
And even Jerry Seinfeld. I mean,
that girl was hot, though.
she was, but 17. I mean,
And he was what, like 40?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
I guess if you said the only person I'd have to give a pass to is Elvis, because even though, I mean, his daughter was born 9 months to the day of their wedding.
And how old was Priscilla when they got married?
She was probably, I think, 19 years old.
Oh, so she was of age.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right,
He
right.
wouldn't in a lot of people say, but here's the deal about that. I read every book on him, and all the guys said that like it was just like he didn't touch her till she was 18. And
I swear, he didn't touch her.
well, he was going out with Anne Margaret and all that other stuff. I mean, he was doing all these Hollywood movies at the time. So, but again, the fact that Lisa Marie was born exactly 9 months to the day of their wedding, I gotta say maybe he played it straight. I don't know, but this Epstein
He definitely
Island,
consummated the marriage, is what you're saying.
okay, we're out of here, folks. So he probably going right upstairs, and she was beautiful too. But Epstein Island, I mean, when that list comes out, it's just. Poof. There are some people I hope are on it.
Like who?
I'd like to see
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, I just think he's just become another self-righteous prick, and Alec Baldwin. I'd love to see
Fuck him. He's
on
coming to
there.
the Rhode Island Comic Con.
He can go shit in his hat and pull it down over his ears.
$120.
I wouldn't pay 12 cents to even walk into the room.
The
with
funny
him.
thing is, they announced it on their Facebook, the Rhode Island Comic Con, and someone said, "We'll be giving out bulletproof vests."
Yeah, don't let him handle any firearms. While he's down there. Who knows who's going to take the?
And he's gonna? Does he charge more to sign it to you, pig?
Like
you do his daughter.
This disgusting little pig. Oh,
Who are you talking about? man?
Alec Baldwin.
He's a piece of shit.
You know what the best thing that ever happened to Alec Baldwin?
What?
The best.
The bags under his eyes?
No. He got caught in a revolving door with Mario.
Oh my God.
Mario, the autograph collector.
I will say, Alec, you paid some dues then. Not all, but you paid some.
And you can hear that on our interview with Mario from almost 9 years ago, where he goes, "I got caught in a revolving door with Alec Baldwin."
Oh.
If you haven't listened to that episode, that interview,
That suits him.
you have to listen to that, because that is one of the most insane interviews that we've ever done.
You got to bring it back.
We'll have to, if you follow me now, you can follow me now on Facebook.
You're liking Facebook, I can tell.
It's easy. You know why? Because last time I was on Facebook, which was like 10 or 12 years ago, you couldn't upload full videos on there.
Yeah, you can.
Now you can't, and they're in full HD. So
Yeah.
I've been uploading, past interviews and whatnot on
It's
there.
good. It's good. Doug was right. You did belong on there.
Okay, fine. I'm back on
No,
there.
it's good, and I can say you'll enjoy it. When I see, I'm very happy when I see you post and say things.
I post a lot on there.
You do, and that's why I said I can tell you like it.
Well, you have to keep an algorithm. Is that the big word out there?
Yeah, that's true.
So you can follow me on Facebook at TC Restani. You can follow me on Twitter at After Hours TC, and you can follow me on Instagram at TC Restani.
Follow me where I go.
And where can we follow you, Mr. Bittman?
On Facebook only.
At Ricky Bittman.
At Ricky, RICKYBITTMAN.
And we have a Facebook fan thing, whatever it's called.
Yes, the After Hours with TC Restani Facebook page, fan page. So
Wow.
look for it and join it and sharing all the fun. It's always great.
It's always good out there. Been a lot of, I reconnected with a lot of people that I haven't
I
seen in a
noticed
while.
that too. How about your buddy there, the musician guy, Dave Schultz? What's up with him these
Don
days?
Schultz.
Don Schultz, I'm sorry.
He actually, I posted about him. He was one to show me how to teach the ukulele
Yeah.
many, many years ago. I believe he is teaching music somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's been a friend of mine since we were, oh my God, probably 9 or 10.
If I remember correctly, he is the one who introduced you to Back to the Future? Was that right?
All right. You're not wrong.
Okay.
All right. There's the story. Since it is almost the 40th anniversary,
Okay.
and we should get him in here on the program. He only lives a couple cities away. He was a very huge Michael J. Fox fan from Family Ties and whatnot.
Great show. He was great.
I enjoyed Family Ties, but I wasn't obsessed with Family Ties. And he goes, "Well, you're going to like this movie because it's got Reverend Jim in it from Taxi."
Okay.
And I was like, okay. We had seen The Goonies like 3 or 4 times. And that movie just resonated with us because we were about the same. We were the same age as the kids in those movies, and we always wanted to have little adventures and whatnot. And it was July 6th, 1985. Okay. Remember it like it was yesterday over at the Somerville Theater, not the Somerville Theater, but the one over by Assembly Mall.
Okay.
You know, the big complex that's no longer there.
Yeah.
And every Saturday, it was a group of us. We always would go to the movies. Every Saturday in the 80s. Didn't matter what we saw.
It's like Leave It to Beaver.
We
They always
went
to the movies.
And it wasn't one of those weekly serials or anything. And we went, and I go, what are we going to see? They go, let's go see this movie with Michael J. Fox. And I was like, I want to go see The Goonies one more time. And he's like, come on, man. We've seen it like 10 times already. He's like, all right, fine. We went to the box office, and they go, there are no more seats available this, but you can stand in the back. And I was like, I don't want to stand for 2 hours.
Wow, all seats sold. Huh?
All seats sold. This was like it only came out 2 days earlier.
Wasn't that great though when you go to a theater and every seat was taken?
And well, it sucked that day.
Yeah.
So we get in there, we got our popcorn, and we stand up. And it was actually, it had like a little wall you could rest on.
Yep, nothing wrong with that.
So the place was packed, and we got in there, and the final preview was playing. And it was a hot day. It was July 6th. It was a warm day. And the movie started. And when the credits rolled, you know what I did?
You left.
I ran outside and bought a ticket to see it one more time.
Really?
Right that day. And we went, me and that kid and his brother, went every weekend for 13 weeks.
My God.
Jesus, how come?
Even Quincy's like, wow.
13 weeks in a row.
Wow.
What made you to do this?
I loved the movie.
Oh.
And I fell in love with Leah Thompson again. I saw her in Jaws 3. I know I wasn't going to mention Jaws, but
13 weeks.
13 weeks
Can you
in a row.
imagine a movie being in a theater now for 13 weeks? It's never going to happen.
No, I mean, that was
barely there for 13 hours.
Back then, some of those movies that were big hits were in there for almost a year.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they went from the big theaters to the little secondary shit theaters.
Yeah.
But it was in the main theater for 13 weeks.
Wow.
So you're talking 13 weeks. That's like near the end of October.
Yeah.
So that's like a 5-star in show business.
Oh, it was amazing. And we wanted a piece of the movie. So we brought in one of those old school tape recorders.
Yeah.
And his little brother pulled the tab. So we were like, how the fuck are we going to record this? Do you know what we did?
Put popcorn in
A
there.
popcorn kernel. And then it worked perfectly. And then we wanted to take pictures off the screen because we wanted keepsakes from the movie because we didn't know it was going to come out on VHS. Yeah. So stupid us, we brought in a Kodak, one of those little Kodak Kodak discs.
I was going to say, it looks like a disc wheel.
Kodak disc
My
camera.
mother had one of those.
All right.
Worst camera in the world.
So we're in the middle of the theater. This is probably like around maybe like week 4. So it's still a popular movie. Yeah. And we're sitting there, which made no sense. We made the little brother, okay, when we snap the photo, cough. All right?
That's great.
So he's like, 3, 2, 1. But we had the flash on.
I was going to say, the flash. For
The flash was on, and everybody's like, what the hell? Oh my God. And then we got the pictures back. All we saw
Was the flash.
Was the flash.
Like dust
There was,
floating in the air.
you couldn't see anything on the screen. So the next week we brought electrical tape over the flash. And we got all the pictures that we wanted.
That's awesome.
Somewhere I must have a few of those.
That would be awesome to see.
They were just, you could still see the dust and whatnot, but it was just, the scene that I had to do myself was the one where she's leaning over the car where Biff sees her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I need this.
I can just see you waiting. That's so funny.
14-year-old me just sitting there like a friggin' pervert. Cleavage in the movie.
It's charming at the same time.
Hey, it was like you knew if your friends like girls or not when they wanted to go see Return of the Jedi because of Princess Leia in the metal bikini.
That's true.
And I'll never forget, we audio taped that one as well. Dawn Schultz may still have these tapes somewhere.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And it was like, you didn't see her in her full outfit yet, the bikini outfit, and the little puppet, little Salacious Crumb was looking at her, and someone goes, I think he's looking at her pussy. We're 12, all right?
Oh, my God. That would be awesome to have those.
You could hear a young 12-year-old T.C. Restani going, I think they're looking at her pussy.
I would give anything. Me and my buddies, when I got a Sears tape recorder for Christmas and a little square microphone that plugged into the side, and we would interview all the
you would have, you had a microphone. This didn't have a microphone.
Yeah, this was like we'd go around just interviewing people, and those tapes, they get thrown out. You never know what you're throwing out.
We snuck the tape recorder in. How did we do that? I think because we used to buy candy, before
the
we
fact that you would even be worried and sneak it in. I goes, what are you gonna do with the tape recorder? Tape the movie.
But it was only, 30 minutes each side.
Yeah, that's true.
So we never got the whole movie.
Turn the tape over real quick.
You could hear people laughing and hear eating the popcorn and burping and all that other stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, well, hey, that was before there was the camcorders and whatnot.
Innocent times.
It was perfect. It was great. I wish we could go back and watch ourselves doing that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because we did it all the time. I mean, literally, like we brought the Kodak disc camera in there at least 3 attempts because we screwed up a couple times.
See, like planning this out and everything. Are you? No, don't do it this way. Do it that way. Don't do it in. And like the fact that the kid coughed when he took the picture, that's funny.
And the fact that people were like, "What the hell's the flash?"
Because one time I was waiting for an appointment. I was doing an audition, and I was really hungry. And they had like these little cubicles you could sit in. And when they call your name, you can go in. So you could read in there and everything. Nobody would bother you. But I had a little lunch pail with me. But I didn't want anyone to know that I was eating a hard-boiled egg. So I would crack it on the desk. I went, and I hit the egg on the desk at the same time. And then I'd peel the hard-boiled egg and eat it.
Nobody could eat 50 eggs.
No, one person did. That's my Luke.
One of the, going through my mind of all those movies in 1984 when we saw Gremlins, we wanted to. I think we were bringing a tape recorder as well, and Donnie's little brother Eric was probably 9, and this woman who must have weighed 400 pounds,
dear God.
and you can hear him on the tape going, Donnie, look at the fat lady. So we got to get him on here before July to rekindle any of those fond memories. And he's a tremendous musician.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing all the episodes with him, and I was just there was a picture of him recently that you put up.
The ukulele.
I remember that dude. He was really cool.
He started playing the guitar, I think, when he was like 9 or 10.
Very talented
His
dude.
mother introduced him to the Beatles.
Yeah. Oh man.
So she was a child of the 60s and whatnot. Because I remember very young going over his house, and he had the guitar playing the Beatles songs and whatnot. And he built his own guitar and what. Very talented musician. Very talented musician. We should find out where he teaches, and we can get some business for him.
Sounds like things are wrapping up, huh?
Yeah, what are you doing over there, Quince?
Well, like this Ricky Bacon said, I'm just wrapping up the sandwich.
You're wrapping up the sandwich. You're going to have that for lunch tomorrow?
No, breakfast.
Breakfast. You're going to have tuna fish for breakfast.
We'll go with coffee.
Coffee and tuna fish for
Coffee and tuna
breakfast.
for breakfast. That's good.
I don't know if that's on the basic 4 food groups of nutrition.
Hey, I do this,
Well, obviously. Does it cause cysts, though?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a good combination now. Coffee and tuna,
Would you dunk the sandwich in the coffee?
Like a donut?
You would?
No.
Oh, no.
How does that? What does your breath smell like? Not that I want to know. Tuna fish, pickles, lettuce, and coffee.
No one smells my breath except me and the coffee. I'm sitting there alone, me and the coffee in the morning, and eating this.
What time of day is this in the morning?
About 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock in the morning. You're gonna have a tuna sub
Yeah,
with coffee.
sure.
What's the strangest thing you ever had for breakfast? Besides tuna and coffee.
I don't really ever have eaten anything strange. Sandwiches and coffee. There was something like this. Tuna sandwiches and coffee.
Did you ever put Quisp inside the tuna sub?
No, but for the sake of we can have fun and try it, or put
For
something.
the sake of history, you're gonna try it.
Yeah, if we can get crisp,
I tried. You know when I tried Quisp for the very first time?
When I brought it down?
No, the week Elvis died.
Really?
We were down on the Cape, and we went to the supermarket, and I noticed the cereal because a weird little alien on there.
Yeah.
The guy with the propeller.
Right.
Crisp, and don't forget Quangaroo.
Okay.
Quake.
Well, there you go. And we were there. My mother's like, "What is this cereal?" Because we usually used to have like Fruit Loops or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was some store clerk who was probably a teenager. That's Quisp. And he's like, "It's like Captain Crunch, but better."
That does better than Captain Crunch.
Well, don't forget now, when we grew up with all these things, it was the characters of the cereal that made it so much fun to eat. Saturday morning cartoons, Quisp and Captain Crunch and John LaFoot, with that Cat Cinnamon Crunch and all that.
Wow.
You got to remember the characters. That's what made these things fun in those times, right?
I'll take your word for it.
Do you remember when I brought the Quisp down here and we had it?
Of course I
Right.
remember.
You can't get it anymore.
We can't get Quisp?
No.
Even in foreign lands, you can't get Quisp?
I went on Amazon. There's a chocolate high fiber cereal called Poop Like a Champion.
Poop like a champion.
Nothing's left to the imagination anymore, I'll tell you.
Poop like a champion.
That's the name of the cereal.
Is it chocolate cereal?
It's called gluten-free healthy brand cereal. Poop Like a Champion. Chocolate high fiber cereal.
Well, I always had if I ever started a restaurant, you know what the name is going to be?
What?
Future Poop.
That's true. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. If you're lucky.
Unless you have like a colostomy bag or something.
Yeah. Fill that bag. Come on.
Fill it with Quisp.
Show me.
Give me that bag real Quisp. I need it.
You can buy a lot of Quisp memorabilia.
Really?
Like T-shirts and mugs and stuff with the little guy on it. But you can't get the cereal anymore.
Can we buy a pinwheel hat and give it to Quincy?
That would be cool.
You could be the new Quisp. Would you like to be the new Quisp? I take that as a yes. Now, how did you discover Quisp?
Simply by remembering it when I was a kid, and then everyone brought me some Quisp, and we simply had a lot of fun with it.
How do you have fun with Quisp?
Because that's all. It's the character of these things. We're simply walking down memory lane. We're kids at heart, despite the fact of all our ages.
Okay, but how did you have fun with Quisp?
Because, you remember the guy with the propeller.
Yeah.
And then, he had this other guy. Instead of a kangaroo, he was a quangaroo.
All right, so you weren't, like, spitting Quisp at each other or anything but fun?
No. We're just simply having fun with the characters, okay? Because, then out temporarily came this cereal with a character, instead of a kangaroo, the captain of Quisp said, he's not a kangaroo, he's a quangaroo.
Wow.
And he remembered orange-flavored quangaroo cereal. And then, those things were fun.
Must have been huge down in Australia, huh?
Quisp and Quake. There was a cereal called Quake as well.
And Quake, and then, Australia, because quangaroo bouncing around like, it's the characters of the cereals that made these things so much fun. CCDs, right before then, I watched all these things right before all these cereals and just having fun with it,
An enormous mad ball of yarn is blocking all traffic in space.
So it is.
Turn back.
Impossible! I must deliver this cargo of Quisp cereal to my pals and whoops!
It's got him.
A naughty problem. Fortunately, there's always time for a bowl of Quisp cereal.
Isn't that fun?
He was having fun with that Quisp cereal, so maybe that's why you were having fun with it.
Just like we're having fun right now.
That's debatable.
Jerry Lewis sued the pants off him after that, too.
How can you sue the pants with...
Yeah, I was just kidding.
Oh,
How can you sue the pants off a cereal?
yeah, how can you possibly sue the pants off, simply by having fun with it? Now,
Well, that's Quisperific. All right, Quinn.
it is Quisperific.
We're coming to the end of the program, unless you have anything final to say over there.
No, that was it. I mean, I think we did pretty good. I'm going to be getting in touch with our buddy, The Real, Mr. Michael Amondi.
Right? It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have him down here, and I'm going to try to track down some more guests.
We're going to have some plenty, because remember, that's what Abby said. We need more guests.
If Abby says it, that's what
But
we're
this,
doing.
we didn't have any tonight because this is the first time we've been back together as a unit
Yeah.
in about a month.
Can I make a request for a guest?
You can make a request for a guest.
Cousin Leo.
I talked to him the other day. I actually was on the phone with him for like 2 hours. The problem with Cousin Leo is he works really early in the morning.
One day.
He won't do. Listen, TC, I can't do it. You know what would happen to me if I lose this job, right? I'd have to go back.
How is he going to lose if he comes down here for an hour? He's going to lose his
You know
job.
him.
He's got to start growing a set.
I've been telling him that for 40 some odd years.
Come down here for an hour, shoot the breeze with his. Well, it's not like we're going to be. I mean, we don't carouse. I
No,
mean,
of course not. I will get on his ass to come down here.
just to talk about the old shows and stuff like that.
Or just the time he broke into Jerry Perlswig's house.
Yeah, for Sabrina.
That's right.
My cat.
That's my cat, Sabrina. Oops. I'll try to get him down here. In fact, maybe I'll even try to get old Sabrina down here as well.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be something?
What now? I understand. When I posted a picture of me and Sabrina, right? I thought Doc McMurphy had the heat with her.
Well,
I didn't know you had heat with Sabrina.
Well, yeah, I got an earful from her one time.
About what?
I was requesting cubed ice.
Cubed ice.
Yeah.
Was this on air or off air?
I mentioned it on the air a few times.
Cubase?
She gave me the stink eye. Yeah,
I must have been oblivious because I didn't remember.
Well,
this.
you were running the show.
Well, she did have me wrapped around her finger.
She did. Well, yeah, she definitely did. And plus, Doc and I go way back. We're closer than people think.
I know that. I know that. It has something. It has something to do with
and I know Doc didn't really, take her side in that whole scam there.
No,
which is why he ended up on the wrong side of her fence. But I like Sabrina. She's a doll and everything.
She's a very nice woman.
But I like Abby.
We like Abby too.
I just like Abby better. Yeah, Sabrina never upgraded me to a Chevy Silverado. Let's just put it that way with all the bells and whistles.
Sabrina had brought me 5 first place awards for the After Hours Teaser Restani show.
And we all helped with that.
No, you all did. You all did. I'm not saying, I never went up and accepted any of the awards. I had other cast members do it.
I remember. I missed out on that. I remember Doc did it.
Doc did it.
One of the
Bull
proudest
did
moments
it.
of his life.
Jeff did it. Bull did it a couple times. I just said, you know what? I host the thing, but without anybody on the show, it's like Kowalski. Without them, nothing. Yeah. So I said I went to them. I was there.
Yeah,
but I did not
Doc
go up.
Told me all about it.
I did not go up and accept.
He went up. I remember he said, "We are the dreamers, and we are the makers of the dreams." And a woman in the audience went, "Willy Wonka."
I must have been in the bathroom when that one took place.
Probably would.
Well, Bull was up there for like 20 minutes.
I can imagine.
Because this was down at the Basketball Hall of Fame.
What, in Springfield?
In Springfield.
Wow.
It was back in...
Because Doc's was like at a hotel in New Hampshire.
I heard it was in Manchester. I was there with him. There was several bottles of... what was the beer? Was it Heineken or...
Oh.
For Doc
Doc
McMurray.
was Heineken, yeah. He liked the German.
Yeah, it was. I remember seeing him sitting there. He put the stethoscope on the bottle of beer and the award and whatnot. Yeah, that was at a cheap motel up in Manchester.
Yeah, but the Springfield
one. Actually, he was there as well.
Wow.
Because he came for the ride, and there was actually a restaurant called Quincy's next door.
Wow, that's cool.
If I can find the picture, it's on the screen where he's pointing up to it.
That's cool.
But yeah.
That's no easy ride either, Springfield.
No, I hate Springfield.
That's right up there with George's Coney Island in Worcester.
I'd rather go there. So, but yeah, I sent Bull because what if Larry shows up?
Yeah.
Larry Bird's not going to show up. This isn't the Basketball Hall of Fame. This is the television awards.
Still very, very proud moments in your career.
It was. Well, we've won 5.
Yeah, that's pretty
5.
Good.
We got to go for one more.
Look at the team you had.
It's true.
Airwolf, floor director Dave
Emmy
Chip.
Award winning.
Yeah.
Airwolf Chris. Emmy Award winning Chipperoo.
Yeah.
But we had Sabrina at the helm.
Yeah.
She was the executive producer. Yeah. So, Abby, I know you're listening on an app out there. We need number 6.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's going to say
before we forget, may I make a suggestion?
Sure, go ahead.
Why don't we spread that new logo on this?
That has nothing to do with this. That's a different production.
Yeah.
I know, but I just wanted to try to help.
But it has nothing to do with that what we're talking about. So
I know, but I just want to try to help you.
Oh, we can come up with a good slogan. 100%. Yeah, but that's
we want to spray it on here.
It has nothing to do with this production.
But I only want to.
But I only want to help. But I only want to help.
Please.
All right. Go ahead with what you're doing. I was just trying to help.
I was going to say wrap up the show.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if that's it for the night, then Jesus, how time flies. We're having fun. Thank you for watching. Please drive home carefully.
Is that the sub wrapper?
And we hope to see you again soon. And remember, we never close.
Were you possessed there for a second?